Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how are we today? I really hope you're doing what you can to stay strong throughout these tough times. But of course, we are back again with another freaking video. And let's just say this one is a very interesting one for two reasons. One, because people really want to know what I think or why I believe Miss Learning to Be Fearless has gone MIA with her fitness Instagram page. And at the same time, there's also something else that's very serious that needs to be addressed. But with that being said, before we begin, let's start off by giving a big massive shout out to every single person that is a member of the channel so far as we continue to freaking grow. Now let's start off with the question itself at hand. Why do I believe that Miss Learning to Be Fearless has all of a sudden gone MIA on her fitness Instagram page? Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's break it down, okay, in terms of what does Miss Alexandra Rodriguez like the most. But at the same time, let's also break it down to some of the reasons why a lot of people started to detach themselves away from Learning to Be Fearless. One reason is because of lies. Another reason is because of Photoshop, which also involves lies, even though she owned up to it. Another reason is lying about her size, weight gain. And the other one is sponsors, not because she has too many sponsors, but because every video that she made was sponsored but never really had any content around who she is. It felt like every video was just a sponsor. It was never, hey guys, I'm advertising this today, but this is what I did today. This is my lifestyle. Everything was sponsor. So therefore the relation within people disappeared. And also the fact that whenever she sponsored anything that she sponsored, she then never wore or used that item again. And then some of those items were then even found online being sold. Those are some of the reasons why people detach themselves away. Now let's also look at those reasons in terms of what does Alex like the most when it comes to YouTube? Sponsors. Now let's think about this. Where does most of her sponsors come from? They come from her clothing. They come from her makeup. And they come from her home, okay? Very minimal come from the fitness side of the world. So just have that in your head real quick. Now I've said that to you, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to have a look at the screen right now. What do you see here that is missing, okay? I'm gonna give you 2 seconds to think about this. You've had your 2 seconds, now I'm gonna let you know. Alexandra Rodriguez is what we see in front of us. Lifestyle YouTuber, plus size fashion, plus beauty lover, forever creating a cozy space at Yarman. So I'll ask you again, what is missing? I'll give you 2 seconds. 1, 2, I will let you know. What is missing is that on this page, she used to have this page tagged straight underneath at Yarman, or is it above? That is no longer tagged. Now let's head over to the page itself at hand that she has not uploaded in 12 days. So people are thinking, what has happened to Alex? Well, let's look at it at hand here. What else is missing on this page? The link of this page to the original page. There is no at Alexandra. Usually it was there. You had an at Learning to Be Fearless. That has now disappeared too. So now she's detached both of her pages. But why? Let's go back to what she likes the most. One of the reasons a lot of people got discouraged to not want to be a part of her channel anymore and not wanting to support her. Sponsors. And what has happened most recently when it comes to sponsors with the Learning to Be Fearless name? That name has now technically become tarnished. It's a name that in some forms can't really get her sponsors anymore. It can, but then it cannot because it comes with a lot of negative vibes. So of course you change your name. She changed the name to Alexandra Rodriguez, but that wasn't enough. What happened was that people still came at her, especially when she done the live with Danny, okay, for Absolute Vodka. We saw the live, we saw how intense it was. So intense that Mama Fearless even had to try and get herself involved. So we bring ourselves to here now. So why all of a sudden you haven't done a fitness team? Is it because maybe she believes the reason why people are not happy with her, the reason why people are in on her, is it because she lied or she's never been honest or she's never revealed how she really lost her gut? Because one of the things that was repeatedly mentioned throughout that live that she did with Danny was, so where did you get your surgery from? Or when are you going to tell us? How much was it? It was all sorts of questions revolving that. So of course in her head and in her team, because of course she's got a team behind her, right? They're probably thinking that she may need to drop the whole fitness act, drop the whole fearless act, and just become Alexandra Rodriguez, the person that's all about fashion. all about makeup, all about the interior designs within a home. This is what they probably are thinking this moment in time. So if anything, will she ever even upload again on her fitness page on Instagram? I don't know that. In fact, even if she does, will it still be fitness related? Is she looking to maybe rebrand that one itself in general for another purpose? Because she has a lot of followers there, you know. She can still earn money from that. That is the question. So why do I believe that this young lady has all of a sudden stopped doing anything on that page, on the fitness page? And why is she removed from here? Rebranding the brand so she can hopefully continue getting these sponsors. But the sponsors is obviously where the dollar comes in, right? And we know that she loves the money for it. I mean, it's been evident that not only does she love the money for it, but even her mother goes and does her own little things with the art and all that kind of stuff. I mean, rumor has it that her mom's forging people's artwork again, but that, I don't know. I'm leaving that out of this, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying there's a pattern within mom and daughter, okay? And also as well, on top of that, Yarman. Apparently when you go on Yarman's page, he's also now started to restrict his comment section as well on his Instagram, which is very suspect as well. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, overall, summarize the whole situation itself before we get into the next topic. I believe that she's trying to backtrack. She's trying to rebrand herself. And the chances of her ever bringing any kind of fitness things related again on her channel is very next to none. And if they are brought back, it will be based on an ad, a sponsor. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, let's make this clear. Do I or do you have a problem with her having advertisements? No, I know I don't. The problem is that, or the problem that everyone else has is that she cares more about the advertisements, more about the sponsors than she does about actually vlogging properly. And to make it worse, when she advertises whatever she advertises, she ends up selling that stuff off on other websites or apps anyway. So therefore she's lying that she loves these mirrors or she loves this clothes, because you then go on other websites and you can see it on Depop and XYZ. That's not a good look. And that's another reason why people are not happy with her. That she advertises things that she doesn't even love herself. That she uses once and then that's it. And the only time she's honest about anything is when she's not advertising that certain product. And now, let me show you something, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Let me show you something real quick. This post she did 1 day ago. 1 day ago, probably 2 days ago to be fair, depending on the hours, right? And in this one here, you know, she's obviously flexing this Clinique makeup thing. I don't know what it is. Listen, I don't know makeup, right? And obviously it is evident that she's still on the chain or on the train of getting those ads in, because on her story now, as you can see up here, it says #ad. I was so lucky to see this. So lucky. Because it shows that clearly she's still doing what people don't like the most, and that is advertising things that she probably won't wear again. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, that is my opinion on why I believe she's at this moment in time not uploading on her fitness page, and why she has disconnected them both in terms of not linking them together anymore with her name, because she's trying to rebrand herself, because she probably believes that the fashion side is done for her. She probably believes that if she can put that behind her and focus on the clothing, because that's when the West, where all the real money's at, she'll be okay. But you know what she's ignoring though? The thing that she's ignoring the most is that the people that helped you get to where you are, which are your subscribers, can easily remove that away from you. Because the more and more people wake up, because listen, I saw another new YouTube page literally today making videos on her. I was like, rah, this is actually becoming a thing. This is nuts. But the more that happens, the more people will start to change their mind and start to realize, hey, something ain't right. And once they all start to fade away, even the name Alexandra Rodriguez won't even save you. But let's move on to the next thing that I keep saying about. We're actually going to do that now. There is something else that I spoke about in the most recent video that I dropped, the rise and fall of Learning to Be Fearless Part 2, okay? In that video, I ended the video by saying that there is this thing going around where people are believing. I said in the video that I don't want to make a big deal out of it, and I'm not going to make a big deal out of it, because I'm not someone who's going to jump to conclusions on this topic, because it's a topic that, trust me, if I want to jump into it, it will get serious real quick. Trust me, I know my stuff. But there's this thing where people believe that there's been certain things that Alex has done over the years that has indicated that, one, maybe she might be racist, or two, maybe she might have a fetish for black men, which also can transform into a racist situation. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Or she has a fetish potentially to have mixed race babies, or swirl babies as you guys call it, which again can also be transformed as racist if you know your history, you know your stuff, okay? So with these things in self at hand, I said this in that video. And you know what the weird is? And I said to you guys, the only reason why I'm bringing it up, I brought it up then, was because I found that for some bizarre reason, each time I've had anyone try and reach out to me about trying to make me feel bad about what I'm doing here, it's always been someone that's had to mention my color, my tone. And that's why I even asked the question, why? I don't understand. And that's why people say that they believe maybe the people even reaching out to me might even be burners. Who knows? But I'm going to let you know why we're here in this conversation right now. And I'm saying this conversation in a very light way. The thing is though, after that video, after I said that in the video, do you know what happened to Miss LearningToBeFearless' YouTube page? So like I said, people have this assumption around. So that means people have contacted me, giving me this idea that they believe could be true. So I said to them, listen, I say this to everyone. If you want me to bring that to the table, like, I need some evidence that's solid. So what had happened was that people have started reaching out to me and started giving me evidence, okay? And the person that reached out to me, or at least one of them, they went back to get evidence. But do you know what they noticed on Miss Alexandra Rodriguez's YouTube page? Videos had been hidden. Disappeared. The ones that have this indication that she may have these fetishes or whatnot, gone. Which makes it very, very suspect. But you know what? That's one thing. Them being gone is another thing. Then we came to this. Now this is something that you can see it in any kind of way, but let me say this way. If the public tells you to do something, it means it doesn't look good. So do what you're told. And I'm not saying she didn't do what she was told at this time, but either way, I won't read it out, but you can read it for yourselves, okay, ladies and gentlemen. You can read it for yourselves. Okay, so for some people, they may say, well, I mean, it's not like she used the word itself directly, right? Fantastic, maybe she didn't, but we all know what that word means. Well, we all know what it's replacing, right? So for her to say that doesn't look good. People even said you should delete this. This is really poor taste. Now listen, and I know sometimes people are in relationships with men or women that are of the opposite color who say to them, nah, it's okay, you can say that, you do your thing, you do your thing. I don't mind, you know, and I know you don't mean it in that way, but if you did, then you wouldn't be with me. But you know what though, when I made my most recent video about Sagittarius Shorty, at the very beginning, I show you a clip of her saying the actual N-word with a hard R, right? And in that video, I said maybe she says it because she's around a lot of people who are black and maybe they've given her the permission to say that. But then someone made a very good comment, and the comment that was made was this: if you are not racist, then you will not say anything regardless of any kind of permission you're given because you are not racist. In fact, if you know your history behind the N-word anyway, regardless of whether you're black, white, Asian, whatever you are, you wouldn't say it point blank, period. Like myself, I don't say it at all. You'll never hear it. Because I don't believe in saying a word that, one, black people didn't create, for one, and two, a word that is contradictive. You know, I don't see why it's fit for me to say it to one of my black peoples, but then when a white person comes, they say it to me and then I'm offended. That makes no sense. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But listen, that's a topic for another time. But either way, whatever. And this is the problem. And this is the problem that we have at hand. When we see things that these people are going to be like, well, if you're comfortable to say that, even if she was given permission or she felt comfortable, people will be like, so I can't believe you was even comfortable to say that. This is really poor taste, as it says at the bottom here. So like I said before, I'm not bringing forward that to the potential that she is someone that is potentially racist, okay? And I'm not bringing forward that she's someone that is potentially has a fetish per se, okay? What I am saying is that there's been a lot of actions that have been shown within due time that are showing a pattern that is not looking good. So again, we talk about this brand that she's trying to rebuild against the name of Alexandra Rodriguez. Well, it looks to me as if like not only has she built like people who have now disliked her for certain other reasons, but it looks like this is also now a new one. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I'm not gonna come out there and say she's this, she's that. I don't do that. I don't do that. You know me, guys, man. I produce the information as respectful as possible, but of course, if I generally get to a point where I'm like, yeah, you know what, best believe, man, the beast is coming out. You know, it is the mad in Madzie is really gonna be there. You know what I mean? But right now, I'm not looking to go in that kind of conversation. But of course, you lovely people are gonna have your own opinions down below. Let me know how you feel, okay? And then obviously we can talk about it there, and you know, whatever. But again, all I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of things that's happened within this little girl's YouTube life that has definitely affected her to what is happening now. Nonetheless, people are always going to view things however they see fit, and that is fine. That is totally up to you. But hey, the question is though, what are we trying to normalize these days, eh? Nonetheless, I mean, to be fair, when I say to what we're trying to normalize, actually, no, let me leave that. I'll leave that for another video. This actually has nothing to do with her. It has nothing to do with another YouTuber, but we'll get to that in another video. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. See you in the comment section. Shout out. And yeah, we are done. We out. Peace.